Hey everyone, welcome back. So today I'm going over my top drugstore beauty products that I love and that I swear by. Now, I know so many of you have wanted a drugstore beauty video. I think I might have done one in the past, but I figured let me do an updated version because I've done reviews on certain products over the last couple of years. But these are products that I find that have been my tried and true products. They work, they have longevity, and they're great for everyone. These are not Instagram fad products. These are not fad products that are just going around. People are just promoting certain products. These are products from a makeup artist perspective that work and that I find can be really good essentials in your vanity. Now, if you've been following me for a while, you know that I have switched to non-toxic makeup, but I still like to cater to everyone because not everyone wants to go down that journey. But if you do want to know a little bit more about non-toxic makeup products that work and that are great, then head over to my non-toxic makeup video. So I am so happy to be going over these with all of you. I just can't begin to tell you that there are so many good drugstore beauty finds, and I feel like when you just take the time to experiment with different products, you will learn that some drugstore beauty products are just so simply amazing. And some that I'm going to mention have been around for a really long time, and they've just always done really well by me and by the recommendations I've given my clients that do want only products from the drugstore. I know that everyone is on a budget, and there are some that cannot spend more than others, and I know how it is. I know the struggle. It is very real. Years ago when I started wearing makeup, there was no such thing as Sephora or Ulta, and the Target aisle, the Walmart aisle was probably very, very small in terms of makeup. So for me, drugstore was just a wonderful place for me to go to. So I always went to Rite Aid, and I never really shopped at CVS too much, but I did find really good products in Rite Aid for me, and I always felt that Rite Aid had the best deals. You can get products buy one get one half off or 40% off, so you have to look in your circular or on your computer for the weekly deals and sales, because let me tell you, you can get these products for a fraction of the price just as long as you're a smart shopper and you want to be a little frugal and you want to save money. Okay, let's get into it. So first product I want to discuss, which I found to be actually really good, was the Maybelline Master Camo palette. Now, what I like about this palette is the fact that you get correct, conceal, and a highlighter in here. This corrector and concealer in here is actually so good for the everyday person that wants to actually correct and conceal their skin. Especially if you have redness, you don't really need to go in with these super pigmented products to just completely cake up your skin. So if you do wear a light foundation or even a full coverage foundation, you don't want to do a lot of work when it comes to color correction, but you want to keep it simple. You want to keep it basic. You want it something that you're not spending a ton of time in front of the mirror, because not all of us have a half hour to 45 minutes to do their makeup. So for me, what I found is that the consistency on these concealers and correctors were great. They were light, they were still pigmented enough to actually cover up the redness on my skin, and the yellow is so good, especially for under eye correction if you don't want to go with orange. And it gives you options, and what I like about this is that this is friendly to keep in your bag. So if you're like me and sometimes you don't have a lot of time to get ready, but let's just say you're taking the train or the bus to work, this is a great companion to have in your makeup purse because of the fact that you can actually do all your concealing and correcting in under like 45 seconds. That's how fast this works. Now, if you like something that's a little bit more pigmented, I have to tell you that the Maybelline Master Camo pens are incredible. These to me, I felt, so I have the, okay, so let me tell you which colors I have. I have the orange, this is the apricot, and then I have the green one. I'm going to show you guys in the demo how I use the apricot one. These are so pigmented. If you have dark circles, let me tell you, this is going to be your best friend. A couple of years ago, I did a video that actually got a lot of views. It was how to cover your dark circles like a pro. And in there, I used the Makeup Forever concealer palette, and a lot of that really wasn't budget friendly for people. So I just find that this Master Camo was phenomenal in the shade Apricot. They have a few shades that can actually help depending on your skin tone. If you're darker than me, or if you have sallow skin, or you have where your skin looks dull, they have a violet shade. These were incredible. These are kit worthy. These are products that I find are probably have more pigmentation than high-end products. So I just love the way, and you're gonna see when I put on the foundation next, how this conceals my dark circles. It's just incredible. So these pens retail for $9.99, but like I said, you have to be a very wise shopper. For $10, it's still not bad, but if you feel that's still too much money for you, just make sure to check out your circulars. These go buy one, get one half off, or you can get these for 40% off, or I think you could get them sometimes buy one, get one 75% off, or there's always deals going on. You just have to look. Next, I want to talk about foundation. So I cannot tell you guys how much I love the Revlon Colorstay foundation. If you had asked me what is my favorite foundation from the time I started wearing makeup to now from the drugstore, or if you were looking for options that were great coverage on a budget, it's the Revlon Colorstay foundation. I cannot say enough good things about this. When I started doing makeup professionally back in 2003, Revlon Colorstay was one of the very first foundations that, probably even before that, so let's say 2002, Revlon Colorstay was one of the very first foundations that I bought from the drugstore that actually were, it was amazing. And the base on this is so phenomenal, and it gives you medium to full coverage. Now, some people will find that this foundation is full coverage, but let me tell you, depending on how you apply it, you can get medium coverage. This will last, it says 24 hours. Let me tell you, you will get such longevity out of this foundation. It is absolutely incredible. It is worth every penny. So it comes from, the foundations are normal to dry or combination to oily. So you have options with the Revlon Colorstay foundation. It does retail for $14.99. This one says $13.69. It could be because this one has a pump and this one was just the where there is no pump. So this is the one I used to buy years ago. It didn't have a pump back then when they first started making the Colorstay foundation. So it will give you such amazing, flawless coverage. It lasts all day. It never moves. It never budges. This is a great range from anyone that is young to mature skin. The coverage that you're going to get from this foundation is far better than any high-end, full, medium to full coverage foundation that I've tried. I can guarantee you that. And it doesn't move. Every time I've recommended this to a client, they have fallen in love with it. You don't need a primer with this foundation. I mean, it's just simply an amazing foundation. So I apply it with my beauty blender. You can apply it with a foundation brush if you like. And if you're old school, like the way I used to do it, I would just rub it in with my hands and put it into my skin, and it was fantastic. The coverage was great. Let's talk eyebrow pencils. Another favorite of mine is the Maybelline Brow Precise Micro Pencil. This retails for $7.99. I have the shade Soft Brown. Let me tell you, this is super pigmented. It glides on. It has such a great creamy texture. It fills in the brows beautiful, and I'll tell you, this is a dupe for Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz or the MAC Super Skinny Brow Pencil. So if not, better than those two that would probably cost way more than this one. So you're gonna get so much more for your money with this eyebrow pencil, and the price point is incredible. Also, what's great about it is that it has a micro tip. I'm using the shade Soft Brown, and it's obviously, it has one side, you have the spoolie, and then the other end, you have the brow. So now we're gonna talk eyeshadow palettes. And I think in a previous tutorial a couple years ago, I had mentioned the Maybelline The Nudes eyeshadow palette. Guys, this palette is so amazing. This one retails for $12.29. Super pigmented on the scale of eyeshadows, okay? This gives you everything you need to create a smoky eye, a subtle golden eye, a highlighted lid. It gives you so many options because of all the colors that you have in here that are great for everyday use. If someone were to ask me what eyeshadow palette should I get from the drugstore, what do you think is great, what do you think is so affordable, it's going to be the Maybelline The Nudes palette. I'll tell you, the other great thing is if you're really on a budget, some of these shades you can use as a brow powder, depending on the pigment of the shadow that you can match according to your brow hair. The other great thing is that you can also use some of the shades as a highlighter on the cheekbone. So if you're looking something to get more bang for your buck, you're going to want to go with this Maybelline Nudes palette. Again, super pigmented. It just looks great on the skin, doesn't budge. I have no eye primer under the eyeshadow that I'm applying right now. I just have the Revlon Colorstay. That's also another thing I want you guys to know. You could use the foundation as an eye primer. You do not need to spend money on going to get all these other products. It's just not a necessity. Now, when it comes to mascaras, it gets a little tricky. There's so many on the market. Where do we turn to? What do I get? Josephine, I just love when my mascara looks my lashes look really long, and I just can't find, oh, well, let me tell you guys, I got the L'Oreal Voluminous. This is the original in Carbon Black. This is such a great mascara. This is a cult favorite from also celebrity makeup artists that use on a ton of celebrities. This works amazing. It gives you full lashes. If you could see the comparison that I'm showing you, the tip itself is really great. This retails for $8.79. This is something I used to actually have in my kit because I loved the longevity that my clients would get out of this, especially in the waterproof formula. So if you're looking for something for your kit, I don't like spending a lot of money on mascaras. Now, if you're going non-toxic because you have a sensitivity to your eyes and drugstore mascaras do not work for you, then you're going to want to look into something from Beautycounter, and you can go to my Beautycounter video and I'll go over all of that with you there. Next up, we're going to discuss blush. So for years, I bought blushes from the drugstore. And like I said years ago, I think I used to go with, early on was CoverGirl. And I have to be quite honest with you, I just did not like the pigments from CoverGirl. Revlon used to make some really good blushes, but somehow I landed into Milani a few years ago. And this is the shade Luminoso, Milani Luminoso. And this is going to be like a dupe for NARS Orgasm. I tried this blush a couple of years ago, and it has been a favorite of mine for a very, very long time. It gives you a natural flush. Any of the Milani blushes are great. They have a great color range, and the payoff on this is just really, really good. The price point is great, especially if you get it on sale, then it's totally worth it. So for me, when it comes to lipsticks, I have to be honest with you, I'm not really into these liquid lips that are out on the market. I do like some liquid lipsticks, but not all. And I don't feel that liquid lipsticks are great for everyone. So if you are like me and you just like lipstick, something to have in your bag what gives you a little bit of moisture without making it super dry, but also that the pigment is not overbearing on these pigments that they're showing right now that are just too much for everyone. If you're looking for a really good lipstick just to have in your bag to have for every day, I'm gonna put these side by side. On the Nudes collection, which is in the black case, this is the Jennifer's Nude. This is a collection exclusive. It retails for $9.49, and what I like about it is it gives you nudes that you can wear depending on your skin tone. It gives you options. It gives you a wide range of nudes to have, and I happen to like that. I think that's great because everyone needs a really good nude lipstick. Another cult favorite of mine from L'Oreal is Toasted Almonds. This has been around for years. Years ago, back in high school, this was one of my favorite lipstick shades, and if I speak to some of my clients or people now that ask me, they'll tell me what their favorite shades from L'Oreal are, I can guarantee you so many people will tell you Toasted Almond. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed this drugstore beauty favorites video of mine. You know, it's very hard, especially when you're a makeup artist and you're going for certain looks, that you want to try and find products that are going to be good across the board. Something that's not going to be for fads that are happening right now, because that doesn't fit the criteria for everyone. If you go back to one of my videos that talks about how to do concealer, not like a YouTuber, you will see that I discuss some of the options that you have when it goes to doing concealer, and it gets a little tricky. So you really have to follow your gut when finding drugstore beauty products, and make sure, not just because they're an Instagram fad right now that people are doing. You want to go for high performance, quality products, things that, for me, I find that these are really good for all different options. So if you guys have any questions, you know that you can leave a comment down below. I always get back to you guys as soon as I can. And if you are stemming away from drugstore products and you want to learn a little bit more about non-toxic beauty, please head over to my other video, Non-Toxic Makeup, and I'll put a link in the description box. So thank you so much again for watching, and I'll see all of you in my next video.